In his dorm room, Randy Bodek cleans up and gets ready for a romantic night with his girlfriend, Jenny. But his friends show up and convince him to throw a party since it's the last night before break. Later, Jenny arrives and finds the room full of people. Angry, she pulls the plug on the power and tells everyone to leave. The next day, Randy wakes up sleeping outside his dorm room after Jory kicks him awake. Jory jokes that he should be dating Jenny instead, so Randy angrily knocks his bag down the stairs. Jenny finally lets Randy back inside, and he apologizes for ruining their plans. He says he had no choice, but Jenny tells him he never stands up for himself or for her. She reminds him that his parents still don't know about her or that they live together. She says his parents still think his roommate is named Vic, so Randy promises to introduce her properly. Just then, Randy's father, Joe, arrives to pick him up. Jenny waits to be introduced, but when Joe asks where Vic is, Randy lies and says Vic already left. Hurt, Jenny storms out. Joe asks who she was, and Randy lies again, saying she was his tutor. Then Joe grabs the only packed suitcase, and they leave. When Joe throws the suitcase into the trunk, it bursts open. Randy realizes it was Jenny's bag. At home, Randy's mother, Diane, learned Randy failed most of his classes. Furious, Joe says he will stop paying for college because Randy is wasting the opportunity. Diane disagrees, saying they promised to give him chances they never had. But Joe refuses to waste more money. Randy admits maybe school is not right for him since he still doesn't know what to study. He says he will start living in the real world and promises it won't be so bad. Weeks later, Randy works at Senior Pizza. He tells his coworker Sal he needs to save $9,000 by September. Sal says that's impossible, even if Randy works 3 shifts a day. Then 2 female customers ask about Tony, their handsome Italian coworker. Sal points out all the women coming into the pizza shop, but Randy says he only wants to get back together with Jenny in the fall. Sal reminds him Jenny lives 150 miles away and doesn't return his calls. Minutes later, Randy's boss tells him to deliver pizzas. While stopped at a traffic light, Randy notices a beautiful woman crossing the street and flirts with her from afar. Wanting to meet her, he follows her into a clothing store and introduces himself. Unfortunately, she says he is too young for her. An older and elegant woman named Alex sees what happened and comforts Randy, saying the other woman made a mistake. She gives him a coat and hat to wear, then asks if he would like to join her for coffee. Surprised that someone so attractive is interested in him, Randy agrees. But he suddenly remembers his car is parked illegally, so he rushes out before getting a ticket. Back at the pizza shop, Randy regrets missing his chance with Alex. Later, his boss sends him on 2 pizza deliveries, one to Beverly Hills and another to Costa Mesa, which is far away. At the hotel, Randy discovers Alex was the one who placed both orders, including the fake Costa Mesa delivery, just to make sure he had the afternoon free. That night, Randy calls his father and says he is staying at a friend's house. In the hotel room, Randy and Alex relax together after spending the night together. He learns that Alex owns the clothing boutique and 10 other stores. Randy asks why she chose him when she could have anyone she wanted. Alex replies that he looked like someone who knows how to enjoy life. The next day, Sal is amazed when Randy tells him about his night with Alex. Randy explains that they did more than just sleep together. They also had real conversations. That afternoon, Tony visits Randy's house and brings an expensive coat that was delivered to the pizza shop. While Tony waits outside, Joe secretly watches through the door and assumes Tony gave the coat to Randy as a gift. Meanwhile, Randy notices Tony's date and jokes about how many women Tony has been with that week. Tony says American women are too easygoing, and he finds women more attractive when they reject him. When Randy comes back inside, Joe asks if Tony was the same friend Randy stayed with the night before. Randy says yes. Later, Randy answers a phone call from Sal, who says a woman ordered a pizza with extra anchovies and specifically asked for Randy to deliver it. After Randy leaves, Joe tells Diane that he thinks their son might like men, but Diane tells him not to jump to conclusions. Later, while driving Alex's convertible, Randy admits that although he enjoyed their time together, he still loves his girlfriend, Jenny. Alex says she understands because their relationship was never meant to be serious. Back at the hotel, Alex gives Randy $200, but he refuses to take it. She explains it is for his college fund. Then she grabs her bags to leave for the airport. When Randy asks if he will ever see her again, Alex smiles and tells him to watch for orders with extra anchovies. At home, Joe searches through Randy's suitcase and finds women's underwear. Diane scolds him for snooping through their son's things. Joe wrongly assumes Randy likes to wear women's clothes and needs help, but Diane says Randy needs supportive parents instead. At the pizza shop, Randy complains that he has only saved $270 so far. Then his boss gives him another delivery for a customer who ordered extra anchovies. Randy goes to the address and enters a huge mansion. Thinking Alex placed the order, he calls out her name. But the woman playing piano in the living room is someone else. She introduces herself as Kyoko Bruckner, Alex's friend. Realizing what is happening, Randy tries to leave. When he hears Kyoko crying, he stays to comfort her. She says her husband does not respect her and that their 14-year marriage was a mistake. She is upset because even after trying to do something for herself, the paid lover she hired wanted to leave. To calm her down, Randy kisses her, but Kyoko stops him and says she wants him to fulfill her fantasy. They go upstairs together. When Randy returns to work, Sal tells him 5 more women have ordered pizzas with extra anchovies. Randy does not want to become a paid lover and tells Sal to cancel them. But Sal says he cannot because the women only left their addresses. Meanwhile, at Joe's construction site, Harry Bruckner, Kyoko's husband, shows Joe some security robots he bought from Japan. He is excited for Joe to finish the warehouse where he plans to store them. Later, Joe's secretary Linda asks if she can sleep in the office because her apartment smells like paint fumes, and Joe agrees. At a bar, Joe shows Harry a photo of Randy and says he thinks his son is attracted to men. He says Diane refuses to discuss it with him. Back at home, Diane overhears Randy talking to Jenny on the phone and mistakenly thinks he is speaking to a boyfriend. Randy asks Jenny to come to his parents' 20th wedding anniversary party. Meanwhile, a drunk Joe stumbles into the office and falls asleep beside his secretary, Linda, on the sofa bed. The next morning, Joe wakes up in shock beside her. Linda assures him that nothing happened because he passed out drunk. Relieved, Joe says no one can know they spent the night there because nobody would believe they did nothing wrong. Unfortunately, Linda answers a phone call from Diane, causing Joe's wife to assume the worst. At the pizza shop, Jory jokingly asks Randy for Jenny's phone number since Randy will not be returning to college in the fall. Randy gets angry, but Sal steps in before they can fight. Sal then calculates how much money Randy still needs and jokes that he will have to sleep with 43 women to reach his goal. Later, Randy goes to his next client and meets Dr. Joyce Palmer. At first, Joyce wants to be intimate in front of the window so the gardeners can watch. But she soon admits she only hired Randy to get back at her cheating husband. Randy's playful personality cheers her up, and instead of what she planned, they spend most of the time dancing together. Back home, Joe gives Diane flowers, but she ignores him and walks away. Meanwhile, Randy keeps practicing dancing so he can better please his clients. Later, he calls Jenny, admits she was right that he never understood how to treat women, and promises to improve himself. Over the next few days, Randy keeps meeting clients while learning new skills, such as giving massages and listening to their problems. After every visit, he leaves a red rose beside the sleeping woman. Soon, Randy uses some of his money to buy better clothes. His former clients also recommend him to other lonely housewives. After weeks of practice, he finally becomes a great dancer with Joyce. Later, Randy asks Sal how much money he has made so far. Sal says he is close to $7,000. Sal also reveals he started accepting credit card payments so the women would not need to explain frequent cash withdrawals. Randy worries there will be records, but Sal assures him it will all look like pizza purchases. At a lookout point, Jory spots Randy in a parked car with an older woman. The next day, Randy meets another client, Monica Delancey, a photographer whose husband is a bodybuilder. Monica believes her husband is cheating with the women he trains privately. Seeing her low self-confidence, Randy grabs her camera and playfully starts taking pictures of her in different poses. That night, Randy has a nightmare where Monica's husband storms into the pizza shop, beats him up, and sends him to the hospital, where Joyce's husband performs surgery on him without anesthesia. Meanwhile, Diane answers a call from Joe at the construction site. He says he will be home late because of a burst pipe. But Diane hears women's voices in the background and assumes he is with other women. The next day, Diane visits Dr. Joyce Palmer. Joyce says Diane's symptoms are caused by stress. Diane then admits she thinks Joe is cheating on her. Wanting to help, Joyce gives her the phone number of a professional lover, not realizing it is Randy, Diane's own son. At the same time, Randy is taking a bubble bath with Kyoko when her husband, Harry, suddenly comes home. Randy quickly hides under the bed. Harry notices a red rose on Kyoko's pillow and suspects she is having an affair. When Randy tries to sneak away, one of Harry's security robots detects him. Randy runs into a storage room full of robots, accidentally activating all of them, then escapes through the back door. Certain Kyoko is cheating, Harry checks her planner and sees she had a 2-hour appointment with Dr. Reed Palmer. He assumes Reed is her lover and rushes to confront him at the hospital. Reed insists he is innocent and says he has only been seeing Nurse Darlene. Reed then admits he also suspects his wife Joyce is cheating because he keeps finding roses on her pillow. Harry realizes their wives may be seeing the same man. They go to Claude Delancey's house because Reed says Monica receives roses on Tuesdays. When they arrive, Claude comes home. Thinking they are robbers, he says he doesn't even care because he just found out his wife is cheating too. Meanwhile, Diane orders a pizza with extra anchovies. Randy returns to the pizza shop and tells Sal that one of his client's husbands wants to kill him. But Sal says Randy only needs one more customer to reach his $9,000 goal. Just then, Ginny arrives at the pizza shop looking for Randy. Sal tells her she can wait. At a motel room, Diane calls to cancel her order, but Randy's boss answers and says it is already on the way, not realizing she means Randy himself. Diane steps out to get ice. Randy enters the room, expecting another client. While getting ready in the bathroom, he hears someone return. To his horror, he realizes the customer is his own mother. He grabs the pizza and jumps out the bathroom window to escape. Back at the pizza shop, Jory sits with Ginny and tells her Randy has been sleeping with older women. Outside, Randy panics and gives the pizza to Tony, asking him to deliver it to the motel and tell the woman they ran out of anchovies. Sal then tells Randy that Ginny now knows everything. At the motel, Diane opens the door, mistakes Tony for the hired lover, pulls him inside, and kisses him. Randy rushes home and asks Joe if Ginny called. Joe sadly says he thinks Diane is going to divorce him. Randy realizes his mother may still be at the motel, so he tells Joe to go ahead to the restaurant for their anniversary party. Meanwhile, Diane stops and tells Tony she cannot go through with it. But because she rejects him, Tony becomes even more interested. Diane drives off to the anniversary party, while Tony follows her on his scooter. At the lookout point, Jory comforts the heartbroken Ginny. But when he tries to kiss her, she hits him with the gear stick and runs to the road to hitch a ride back to town. Meanwhile, the three suspicious husbands check their credit card records and discover their wives all paid $200 charges to Senior Pizza. Randy returns to the pizza shop, and moments later Ginny arrives. Suddenly, Jory shows up and challenges Randy to a fight. Behind the shop, the two are about to brawl when the three husbands arrive, ready to attack Randy. But Harry recognizes Randy as Joe Bodek's son and remembers Joe once saying Randy liked men. Because of this misunderstanding, Harry decides Randy cannot be their wives' lover. Then the men notice Jory and assume he is the real paid lover. They beat him up, stuff him into a car trunk, and take him to Harry's house to confront Kyoko. But when they show him to her, she says she has never seen him before. The men realize they caught the wrong person. Meanwhile, Randy finally tells Ginny the whole truth and asks if she hates him. Ginny says she cannot ignore the fact that he was with all those women. Randy explains that not all of them wanted sex, some only wanted to feel cared for and respected. Ginny asks if he did it for those women. Randy says he did it to earn money for college so they could be together. Ginny tells him to imagine how he would feel if she had been with other men for the same reason. Randy admits he would hate it. She then tells him to drive her to the bus station. Randy agrees, but says he must stop by his parents' anniversary party first. At the party, Diane and Joe hug and apologize to each other. Suddenly, Randy arrives with Ginny and Tony. Joe tells Randy that he does not care if he likes men, though he wishes he had not brought his boyfriend to the party. Tony quickly says he is not Randy's lover. He came for Diane. He explains that Randy sent him to the motel. Diane suddenly realizes Randy is the famous paid lover. Tony then declares he has come to save Diane because she deserves a real man. This angers Joe, who fights with Tony. At the same time, Jory points Randy out to the three husbands, who rush to attack him. The party turns into chaos. Diane knocks Tony out by smashing a pineapple over his head to protect Joe. Randy escapes the angry husbands, but ends up standing on top of a piano. They shove the piano toward a glass window, but Randy jumps off just in time. The piano crashes through the window and lands on a police car outside. Joe asks why they are attacking his son. The men reveal Randy has been sleeping with their wives. Joe says he thought Randy liked men, but Randy tells him he does not. Then Jory's mother laughs, strongly suggesting she was one of Randy's clients, much to Jory's horror. The police arrest the three husbands for starting the fight and destroying the police car. Afterward, Randy finally introduces Ginny to his parents, who are happy to meet her. Later, Randy asks the band to play a song they can dance to. As he and Ginny dance together, Randy promises to return all the money he earned, keep his job, and visit her on weekends. Seeing how much Randy has matured, Joe says he can return to college. Randy then reveals he has finally chosen a future plan, majoring in pre-med, minoring in Japanese, and taking photography classes.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.